is Senator Michael Bennet of Colorado, who serves on Senate Intelligence Committee, also a 2020 candidate for president. Senator, welcome back.
Thanks, Victor. It's good to hear your voice.
Let's start here. The president says that he believes that Soleimani was targeting 4 embassies. Were you told anything matching that specificity in the briefing that happened this week?
I have been told nothing matching that specificity in the briefings, not remotely. I mean, I would have thought that if that were the truth, we would have heard that in the very first briefing that we had. And not only did we not hear it then, we have to wait till the president goes on Fox News 3 or 4 days later for his latest justification. So I doubt very much there's any intelligence that supports what the president is now saying. But if there is, it's intelligence that only he has seen and no one else in the federal government has seen.
Do you believe him?
I don't believe him.
So you believe the president is lying in his justification to support the strike?
Yeah, which is not unusual for him. I mean, he lies when it would be easier to tell the truth. And this is, I hope this isn't one of those cases, but based on the intelligence that I've seen, there's absolutely nothing in it to justify what the president is now using 3 or 4 days after the attack to justify the attack. And why this matters is not that Soleimani was a good or terrible person. He was a terrible person, and he did terrible damage to the United States. The question is, are the American people safer today by the actions of this impetuous, non-strategic, and I would say weak president? And I would say that Americans are not safer in the Middle East or in the United States.
Let me get your reaction to something that Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif tweeted out. He tweeted this in reference to the plane being shot down and now Iran accepting responsibility. In part, he writes, human error at a time of crisis caused by U.S. adventurism led to disaster. What's your thought on that the U.S. bears some responsibility?
Well, I don't think the U.S. bears any responsibility for that. The Iranians should not have shot down that airplane, accidentally or not. I'm glad they seem to be taking responsibility for it. They shouldn't be trying to push it off on the United States. And I hope that the families who have lost loved ones will receive some compensation for what happened to them.
So this week, former National Security Advisor John Bolton said that if subpoenaed, he would testify in the Senate impeachment trial. We heard from President Trump that he will likely invoke executive privilege. What should Democrats do to try to still get the testimony from John Bolton?
Well, we got to keep fighting for it, and I hope we'll succeed. I mean, Bolton has said that he'll testify. I think there'll be 51 votes in the Senate to have Bolton testify. That obviously will require more than just Democrats, some Republicans as well. And it's just an amazing thing. And the inconsistency of this president, I think 2 weeks ago he was saying he didn't care whether Bolton testified because he said Bolton didn't know anything, about what was going on. And now he's saying that he...
I apologize for jumping in. We've got a bit of a delay here, so you're hearing me after, and I'm hearing you probably a little later. But are you saying you're confident that you have 51 votes to get Bolton to testify, and if the president invokes executive privilege, should Democrats fight this out in court, as we saw House Democrats were not willing to do?
Well, first of all, I'm not confident of anything. I mean, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I hope there will be 51 votes to get Bolton to testify. And if he won't testify, I think we should fight it out in court. You know, the president has made this ridiculous claim of executive privilege that's kept people who are obligated, in my view, under the Constitution to testify in congressional oversight hearings. He is, thumbing his nose not just at Congress, but at the American people who want to know the facts of what happened here. And that's why over 70% of the American people say they want witnesses. They say they want documents in this trial. I do not think Donald Trump is going to be able to stonewall the Democrats in the Senate or the American people here.
Senator, let's turn to 2020 now. Since your last conversation here on New Day Saturday, you have launched your Real Deal agenda, a long list of mostly domestic programs, $6 trillion price tag over a decade. One of the ways in which you say that you are going to pay for it is by enacting comprehensive immigration reform. You were a member of the 2013 Gang of Eight, the 8 bipartisan senators who got at least the legislation through the Senate. And your estimate is that that will save $400 billion. Now, let me ask you about that number. When Senator Elizabeth Warren released her plan to pay for Medicare for all back in November, you said that it wasn't going to happen. She said that she was going to pay for that in part with the $400 billion from savings from comprehensive immigration reform. This is what other members of the Gang of Eight from 2013 said about her use of $400 billion from immigration reform. This from Dick Durbin, a Democrat. There was a lot of money involved, but we had it directed toward a certain purpose. From another Democrat, Senator Bob Menendez, getting that done and getting the savings are two different things. So the question is, if it's unreliable and her numbers didn't work, why would the $400 billion work in your plan?
I actually don't think it's unreliable. We used $46 billion to pay for border security, which, by the way, everybody, including Donald Trump in particular, has forgotten. But the CBO said that it would save about the amount of money that the Congressional Budget Office said it would save about the amount of money that I claimed in the plan that I proposed over a 10-year period,
but
and that's why we included
the fellow
that number.
members of the Gang of Eight say that those numbers aren't working. Republicans were less generous with their criticisms, but you hear from Senator Menendez getting the savings and getting it done are two different things. You think that $400 billion is going to work in your plan when they didn't think it would work in hers?
Yeah, no, I actually think it's real. The big difference between Elizabeth Warren's plans and my plans is that my plan adds up to $6 trillion. Her plan adds up to $41 trillion, which is almost all the money we're going to spend over the next 10 years anyway. And that's the whole point of the Real Deal. It's to show that we can have a progressive set of policies that add up to about $6 trillion, that we can pay for those policies, and that they're policies that we can run on in purple states and actually win the presidency and win the Senate majority, which I think is what we need to be doing, instead of making a bunch of empty promises that I think is just going to breed more cynicism among the American people.
Finally,
I stand by the numbers that I put forward. Yeah, go ahead, Victor.
Finally, Senator, and I'm running out of time here, you've been in the race for about 8 months now. Iowa is a little more than 3 weeks away. New Hampshire is exactly 1 month away. Campaign advisor told CNN, quote, for him, the do or die moment is Iowa. That is where we're putting everything. We've got a new CNN poll out just in the last few hours where you're facing less than 0.5% choosing you as their first choice. Second choice, you're at 1% of respondents. 6% are actively considering you. That's the lowest number since you entered the race. You've held more events in New Hampshire than any other candidate, according to local reporting. And the latest New Hampshire Monmouth poll has you at 2%. What do you need to do differently in these final weeks to get into contention to win either the caucuses or the primary?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, we're making progress in the polling in New Hampshire, and I think we need to keep doing what we're doing. I'm engaged in doing 50 town halls, one right after the next, just like my friend John McCain used to do and some others have done. And there's a history of people catching on in the last couple weeks. That's what I need to do. I didn't get in this race as one of the better-known candidates, but I do think I got a better set of plans, and I think as the only candidate in the race who's won 2 national elections in a swing state, I know how to take on Donald Trump in a way the other candidates just don't. So it's not, this is not a laydown, Victor, for sure. But the reason I've stayed in is that I think we can't afford to lose to this person again, Donald Trump. We never should have lost to him the last time. And if we lose to him again, it's going to be shame on us. But more important than that, it's going to be a misery for the next generation of Americans and the people that are coming after that. So I think we all have to do our part, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Senator Michael Bennet, always good to have you on New Day.
Thanks, Victor. Good to have you. Good to be here. Thanks.
All right. CNN is the